Namaste, beautiful friends. This is Elle with Sacred Union Spiritual Wellness, here to help you enhance your spiritual well being. Okay, so today is September the 12th, and it is an interesting day in the astrology. The feature for today is that the Sun in Virgo squares Jupiter in Gemini. Okay, so what that may feel like for you, so that you are aware, is you might feel this sense of kind of responsibility, and there's like a dread associated with it. You're not looking forward to doing something that you know you need to do or you're obligated to do. And so you may feel this kind of pressure and almost some resentment building up. This could be concerning work. It could be concerning siblings. You might have a sibling that needs help, and you're just kind of like, oh, this is just not the right time. It's like it's right before this big meeting, and your sibling has a flat tire and they need some help. And you're like, oh, God, I just don't have time for that today. So instead of reacting emotionally to it, detach from the emotions and just do what you feel like you need to do without all of the emotions boiling over. You could have some provocations into arguments today. Avoid those. Steer clear of anybody that's having trouble with the energy. If somebody is deliberately trying to provoke you into an argument, this is not a good time. I do feel like there is some energy that's going to feel like a release once the square comes into the full aspect, and then it starts to dissipate. You're going to feel this sense of relief. And I feel like there's just this energy of opening up your life. Jupiter is the planet of expansion. It's a benefic planet, and it's aspecting the sun, even though it's in a square. I think once that alignment comes into its full energy and it starts to dissipate, there's going to be some sort of a release valve where you're going to be able to just decompress. So during that decompression, take some time to kind of give yourself a good pat on the back for doing what it was that you needed to get done. For some, it's like you've got this monster pile of laundry and you're just dreading it. That's like, I don't want to spend my day off doing laundry, but you know you need to get it done. You know it's going to take some time. It's going to, kind of occupy your day. But once you do it, you're going to feel that, I feel so gratified. There's a gratification energy coming in on the other side. Okay, so I'm going to jump into the tarot now. So I'm going to prepare the space. And while I'm preparing the space, I invite you to kind of get into a mindfulness state and, connect with yourself through some breath work. And that way, this reading will truly, you'll feel the resonance a lot more clearly. So I'm going to be using the Sacred Traveler Oracle, and I have pre-shuffled and I'm going to shuffle for you. I'm also going to use the Sacred Destiny. Both decks are by Denise Lynn. And then I'm going to use the Zend Out Journey Tarot for the details. So let's get started and find out what's going on for you in this energy. Choosing your path. All is possible. So choose your path. Take the high road. I'm just going to say today, take the high road. Let me shuffle. And I really feel like this is how do you want to accomplish what it is that you have on your to-do list today? Flow. Perfect. Look at that full moon. We're already starting to feel some of those eclipse energies that are upcoming on the 17th. We have that full moon, super moon, lunar eclipse. And I feel like this is all is possible, because whatever you're feeling right now, you feel like it's kind of impossible. It's like, oh my gosh, that's so much work. Or I really don't want to have to, stop what I'm doing to assist my sibling. I really feel like there's a familial, it could be a sibling that's, a birth sibling, or it could be someone that you regard as a sibling, like an emotional sibling. But I feel like you have this energy where you need to tackle this. You really don't want to, but once you do, you're going to feel so empowered and so satisfied. And then once that aspect goes, it's like everything just flows. So there might be an aspect of feeling like you have to climb a mountain, but once you get to the top and this energy peaks, it's going to be a beautiful sight. And then you know that it's all downhill for the rest of your day. So that's something to look forward to. All right, let's get into the tarot for you. All right, so the first part of this reading is going to be like kind of the pre-aspect. And then the second row is going to be the after the aspect. So this is what you might be challenged with. Okay, Eight of Swords. Yep, that is definitely the energy, is that kind of the resentment energy of, I really don't want to have to take time out of my day. There's the King of Swords. But then you make this decision that you're going to kind of take control, do what you need to do. The King of Swords doesn't make emotional decisions. They just attend to the job at hand. Just do what needs to get done. Don't overthink it. Don't overanalyze it. And certainly don't get emotional about it. Page of Swords. Look at all these swords. This is just to be objective. Don't, you got the Page of Swords and the King of Swords. Okay, so don't react. That's the nicest way. There's the Fool. That's the energy kind of like, whoosh. Okay, now the new energy is coming in. But it's also more swords. Seven of Swords. Okay, so we have the Seven of Swords, the Eight of Swords, and everything in between is swords except for the Fool card, which is air energy. So this is all air energy, and it's all about let's communicate with maturity and wisdom without the emotions. So if there is some communication with, now Mars is favorably aspecting Venus right now, so there's all about communication. Gemini is communication energy. You could be in communication if you have a divine counterpart. You could have that if you have work, a courageous conversation you need to have at work with somebody possibly younger. But there is the propensity for some very sharp words to be exchanged today. Don't do it. You can have a courageous conversation without, really cutting somebody to the bone with your words. Words have energy, so be kind. Just be kind. And with this Fool energy, it's like this is an opportunity to kind of transition whatever this is, this communication, this responsibility, into feeling lighter and heavier, but it's up to you. How you approach this, how you handle this. All is possible. Choose your path. Do you want this to be hurtful, or do you want this to be productive? That's where we need to go with this. This could be something that bites you in the ass later if you don't choose your words wisely. Okay? So the first part of this aspect of today is there might be a conversation you need to have. Use kind words, please. If there's a job that you need to get done, don't overthink it. Just be objective, detach emotionally, no cups here whatsoever, and just do what needs to be done, and then you'll feel so much better afterwards. You'll get this nice rush of Fool energy. There's the Star. So afterwards, it's kind of like this could have been a healing conversation. Definitely could be work related, or it could be a sibling, like if you have three siblings. It could involve, a couple of other people. Knight of Cups. Use kind words. But you're going to be happy with yourself if you make the right choices today. It's going to be emotionally Knight of Swords. Two knights here. Let me pull the last one and then I'll unpack it and I'll get some guidance from the universe for you. Yeah, Three of Cups. So it's a couple of things here that could be an outcome. I feel like this is the energy before the kind of the fierceness of the aspect. And then here is kind of the energy of, there's an onset of peace. There's an onset of healing. There's an onset of, wow, I'm really proud of myself. It shows some emotional maturity for me to handle that in such a way. And then there's this, there's a generosity energy coming through, like being very self-generous, rewarding yourself for, showing this growth. And it's almost like there's an emotional reprieve of some sort for you today after you tackle whatever this is. I feel like it's a conversation. And with all this air energy, it's communication. So I feel like it's overcoming a challenging situation in a very mature and professional manner. With all of these swords here, I feel like professionalism is in the utmost of importance in handling this aspect. But also, I feel like it creates a dynamic of flow. With these Three of Cups card, you can see the energy flowing. So this could be, maybe an opening up of communication with an estranged sibling. And now all of a sudden there's been a peace offering, there's been a healing conversation. I really feel like that's the direction we're going. It's like you kind of had a, a meeting of the minds. And maybe this opened up communication and it's a more favorable communication. And it brings a peace, but you were like caught up in it. Before you had this conversation, you were over analyzing, you were developing some anxiety, kind of planning out what you're going to say, trying to make everything sound very professional. So yeah, it's like you were able to competently explain your position and get your thoughts across in a cogent manner. But then the aftermath was like, wow, I'm so glad I handled it that way. You're going to be so happy that you took the time to kind of framework your thoughts, and then you're able to have this release. Now it's not going to be for everybody, but I truly, truly believe that that is with the star, the Aquarius energy, and the Fool energy. It just feels like, this is getting the most out of the Jupiter energy. This is opening up not only the relationship, the communication, but how you feel about yourself and the way that you handled it. Let's see. Let me get 3 cards for some divine wisdom for you. What does my viewer need to know about this? This was something that you once thought would never happen. This is something that you didn't think you'd ever be back in this. You'd never have this kind of outcome. But the astrology lined up perfectly for the timing. It's divine timing for this to be able to happen now. So now it's kind of like there's a 10 of Cups. There's peace now. There's harmony. You've restored harmony to some sort of connection that you have. Restoring harmony to a connection through communication. That's what I really feel like. It still could be the load of laundry. Still could be a task at work. But I feel like this is really about communication with somebody that you've been estranged from, or there's been a disruption in the connection, and you needed to have a cleansing conversation. Yep, death. There's the transformation. With the 10 of Cups, and now this is going to lead into a more positively provocative energy for this connection. Okay, and that's what I'm really getting. All right, let's do bottom of the deck. First light, beginning a new cycle. How perfect is that? So after this, a new cycle begins with the Fool card that makes, enlightenment. It feels like you've learned something you've acquired some spiritual wisdom here. And then underneath, there's the Devil. Now, with the Devil and the Seven of Swords, don't let this turn into a shit show. It has the propensity to do that. But see that shadow aspect there? That's your ego. Don't let your ego get involved. Remember when I said to emotionally detach? Be objective. Be professional. This is a business-like conversation where you don't get emotional, but if your ego gets involved, it's going to turn it into the Seven of Swords, and it's not going to have a healing effect whatsoever. Okay? That's what I have for you today. I hope that helps. Please leave me a comment. I appreciate all of your likes and subscribes, and I so look forward to seeing you in the next video. Until then, my dear friends, I hope you have a wonderful day. Namaste. Thank you so much for your likes, your subscribing to my channel, and your very kind comments. I hope you found this video helpful. Please check out my other videos for other messages that will help you enhance your spiritual well-being. I'm Elle, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you again. Until then, my dear friends, namaste.